So I saw today that Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary fame passed away today, this afternoon. He passed away from cancer, I believe it was. He was in his 80s, but it made me sad to hear that because Peter, Paul, and Mary were, I think in my generation, it was a lot of us grew up with hearing his songs when we were children, particularly Puff the Magic Dragon and oh gosh, I don't remember all of the song that went about the magical box that made all the noises and stuff. I can't remember the name of that song, but I remember the song. And I had an experience in the late 70s. I was at college, and he came and did a concert there, and it was very nice. It was a small venue there at the college. I was, at the time, I was a Mormon, and I was at BYU. And he offered to get together with any of us who wanted to meet and discuss things after the concert. And of course, I wanted to be there, so I did. There was maybe a couple dozen people. It wasn't a lot, but he had very left-leaning ideas. And those who know anything about Mormons and their whole belief system, very, very, very reactionary, very much right-wing. But I went to that. There was a little alcove where there were some seats and stuff, and he sat in one of the seats. Most of us sat on the floor. And he just talked to us about politics and his belief system about helping each other and the sort of things somebody who was a folk singer in the 60s and 70s might talk about, as you can imagine. And it was eye-opening for me. I mean, I was raised by two very reactionary older parents. My mother was not until she was in her mid-30s where she got married and had my sister and I. So she was born in the 20s and grew up in the 30s. And he opened my eyes to a lot of different ways of thinking and feeling and believing. Things that my parents did not teach me, things that the Mormon Church and BYU did not teach. But I took them to heart. And I think that's when I started veering away from the whole Republican ideal. Because, when you're growing up, you tend to, I'll vote the way my parents do, but I kind of got away from that. He was an incredible man. And for somebody of his acclaim to spend an hour or so with a bunch of college students talking to us, especially in the environment of BYU, was very impressive. And it is very impressive when I think back on that. I'm glad I took the advantage of doing that so that I could learn from him, because he was a good man. He was a good person. And I think that he had a wonderful heart, and he truly, truly cared. The things he sang about were things that he really believed. And much like John Denver, who's another icon that I really am sorry who passed a long time ago, these people have an advantage with their fame to be able to spread messages that are helpful and loving and generous. And Peter Yarrow was one that used his fame to do that. I'm sorry he's gone. And I'm glad that I had that opportunity to sit at his feet and hear him talk and answer questions and interact with us young college students. Rest in peace, Peter. You will be missed.